Hello everyone. Today I'll be doing a demonstration on how to fix a exhaust rattle. Now usually what causes this is usually heat shields around the exhaust pipes here. Or if you go down a little further, you have other heat shields which go around your catalytic converter or resonators and mufflers. Now normally what these heat shields for are just to dissipate the heat or to protect the unit itself, whatever it's on. Now you can pull them off. I usually just like to keep them on if they're not in too bad a shape. Sometimes what usually happens is you'll have clamps like this. They'll go around, and what will happen, they'll actually rust off, and then this will cause to actually have loose shields around. Now, as you can see here, there's also a bolt holding that piece on, so sometimes the bolts do rot off too. Now that goes for the same thing for the catalytic converters. Now they will have like a crimp connection just on the outside because there's actually two halves put together. Now on this car here is actually a 2000 Subaru Outback. What's happened here is the clamps actually come off, and you can see it's actually rattling right there after it warms up for a little while. What happens, and when it gets into depending on the RPM, it'll just start rattling. So what I'll do to be fixing this is actually adding a gear clamp itself. Now the gear clamps, they do come in different sizes. These ones here I have are actually 76 millimeter, which are, here's the other one here, which is actually undone. These are 76 millimeters, so that's roughly about 3 inches. Now what you can do is, I'll just do a demonstration after, is you can actually put these together, is take them apart and put them together, because sometimes at your local auto parts store they don't actually stock the biggest size. What I've been able to find, sometimes unless you go to a specialty place, usually you're able to buy up to 4-inch, and that isn't necessarily enough to go around a catalytic converter, so you actually need 2 of them put together, which will make a diameter of 8 inches. So I'll just do a demonstration of how they go together. Now for this specific fix here, I'll just be using one clamp itself. Now what I've done here is actually separated the two from each of the clamp connections itself, so you actually have one full gear clamp here and then another one right there, and then you just simply thread each one into each side here, and there you go. Now you have a larger diameter gear clamp in case you're not able to buy one locally. Now how these just simply work is they're basically almost the same principle as I guess you'd call it like a worm gear, so they actually pull each of these teeth in further and tighten up. Now these are normally made of stainless steel, so you don't actually have to worry about them rusting for quite some time. Now they will eventually, but it'll take some time, and they're very durable. They won't break or nothing. You can use actual just twist wire, but the problem is with that is it will break after a while or rust off. Now to tighten these, you have usually 2 options. Usually you have a screwdriver. Now this particular one just uses a standard flat screwdriver, or a bolt on the outside, hex head. This one here is, I believe, a 5/16. Now for putting the double gear clamp around your catalytic converter here, now what you want to do is actually disconnect the one side of it. Make sure I usually just split them up in between here, so they're not less and barely grabbing on the one side and there's more on the other side. And you'll simply just want to make the one to the top because you won't be able to access it after, and then just leave the open one on the bottom, and then you'll just tighten it up once it's on the catalytic converter, muffler, or just the heat shield itself. And once you've tightened up the gear clamp here, now you'll notice that it's actually, the heat shield is now nice and rigid, so you won't have any more rattles after your vehicle warms up while it's idling or running, and that'll get rid of that annoying noise. Now you can actually trim these off here, but these are hardened stainless steel, so it can be a little tricky to do. These are you can't exactly use side cutters on. You have to use something with a little more force on, but I just normally just leave it up there. It'll usually just tuck around and wrap around the opposite side, so you don't actually have to worry about it catching on to anything. Now that's it for my video. If you have any comments or questions, please don't hesitate to post them, and thank you for watching.